Have you ever said yes to something and the moment the words left your mouth, your stomach just tightened? Maybe it was a job offer that paid well but felt off. Maybe it was a friendship where you felt you had to shrink yourself to fit in. We've all been there, and usually that feeling is a signal that you've drifted away from your code. Welcome to Honest Conversations with Oluchi. My name is Oluchi, and today we're talking about why values aren't just for textbooks. They're the only thing keeping you in a world that wants you to be everyone else. I recently discovered that I could have my podcast just plain, simple, but valuable without all the niceties and without all the soundtrack and everything. So just take this like my MVP and me just trying to figure this podcast thing out. But I'm excited to be here. I recently started doing this thing where I share lessons that I learn every week on LinkedIn. And this week, I am so excited with knowing that I can create my podcast and just put it out there without making it so fanciful. I know the soundtrack is nice, having all those nice intros are nice, but for now, bear with me as I try to figure this thing out and just come with me as a better tester to test this thing out. So, the first thing I'm going to be talking about is the identity drift. If we're honest with ourselves, most of us don't even choose our values, we inherit them. So we pick them up from our parents, the things they've done, how they lived, our culture, what's obtainable in the environment we live in, the country we come from, the communities that we live in, or maybe yours is social media, it's from your Instagram feed. But an inherited value is like wearing someone else's shoes. They might look good, but then eventually you're going to get blisters. They're going to be tight, feel uncomfortable, and you do not want that. When you don't have a defined set of principles, values that you live by, you become a mirror. You reflect the energy of whoever is standing in front of you and whatever they're dishing out to you. So if they're angry, they pass on the anger and you're angry. If they value money over people, you begin to value money over people. It will take discipline and strength for you to say, no, these are my values and I can't bend to what you're living by or what values you have. But what happens when the room is empty? Who are you then? The second aspect I'm going to be talking about is building your non negotiables. So, how do we find the code? You ask me, Oluchi, how do I find the code? How do I find my values? It's not a list of 50 or 100 things, they are just few things that I refer to as your non negotiables. For me, one of mine is integrity. I am big on integrity, transparency. If I can't be honest about a situation, I don't want to be in that situation because it's going to be very difficult. And that is not just who I am. I want you to think about a time when you were the most proud of yourself, not because you won an award, but because of how you handled a situation, a moment. Was it because you were brave? Was it because you were kind when it was hard? That's a clue to your code. Was it that you were able to bite your tongue and just keep your emotions under control? That's your code. Was it you feeling that you needed to extend a helping hand or offer a listening ear to someone who just wanted to speak? That's your code. The cost of the code. Now, I have to be honest with you. Having a code comes with a cost. Having values, principles, your convictions, like personal convictions, comes with a cost. It will make you difficult for people who benefit from having no boundaries in life. It will make it difficult to relate with such people. It might mean walking away from money, ending a relationship that no longer serves you, living habits that are holding you back. But there is a deep, quiet confidence that comes from putting your head on the pillow at night and knowing you didn't sell yourself out today, that you stood for what you believed in, that you stood for what was right. That's the real clear conscience. Having no guilt, having no guilt, like we call it guilty conscience, tugging at your heartstrings. You should have done this today. You didn't do that. This week, I want to challenge you. Don't go for 10 values. Don't go for 50 values. Just find one thing, that thing that defines you, that defines your person, that serves as your guide, that serves as your compass. You don't want to be like a ship on the ocean, just going with the waves. That's dangerous to say in the least. You can't just go with the waves or go with the wind. When the wind blows in this direction, you're turning and you're bending, and it blows in the other direction, you're turning and you're bending. You should be able to have something that you stand for, whether it's integrity, respect for others, service to others, courage, rest, generosity, discipline, kindness. I mean, I could go on with a list. But let's just pick one thing for this week that you can live by for the next 7 days and see how transformative that can be. Thank you for joining me for another episode, or the first episode of Honest Conversations with Oluchi. Apparently in the future. Yes. And this is me saying to myself, congratulations, Oluchi, for multiple episodes, because I am speaking this into existence. So thank you for joining me for this episode of Honest Conversations with Oluchi. If this episode spoke to you, please share it with someone who might be feeling a little lost right now. And also share with me your feedback in the comments. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you in the next one. God bless.